Hi, everybody. Jennifer Schaus here. We're coming to you live today from Washington, D.C., and thanks for joining us today in a sponsored content webinar series. This is a two-part webinar on unlocking federal government contracting success with the Federal Forecasting app. I'm really excited to welcome Derek Surratt. He's a mover and shaker and a very interesting entrepreneur. He is a service-disabled veteran. He's got a variety of businesses, but he has developed this federal forecasting app for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself and let Derek take over. So Derek, thank you so much for joining us, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's a pleasure, man. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. The goal today is to present you with some information about the federal forecasting app. My goal was to simplify the process of market research for you. Next slide, please. So this is a little bit about me. I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Born and raised. I graduated from Pine Bluff High School in 2000. 3 days after high school, I joined the military. Spent 8 years in the military, 5.5 active, 2.5 reserve. I graduated from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock with a degree in criminal justice. I've been married for almost 20 years. I have a 15-year-old son and a 16-year-old daughter. Next slide, please. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about the challenge of government contracting, a little bit about the federal forecasting app, a brief overview about the process of streamlining the search, efficiency, real-time updates, networking, social engagement, how the content is organized, the referral program, future enhancements, how to get the app, your role as a contractor, benefits of the federal forecasting apps, tips for using the app effectively, conclusion, and Q&A. Next slide, please. Okay. We've just recently hosted a booth in San Antonio at the same SBC event. And from talking to the industry and the end user, prime contractors and manufacturers, some of the challenges in government contracting is communication between the federal government, the end users, and the industry. Most new companies and some vetted companies have a very difficult time trying to find opportunities. So we're trying to bring opportunities to you via federal forecast. Next slide, please. The federal forecasting app. The goal was to create a centralized location of all the different forecasts into one platform, a platform that you can have with you on the go via mobile web application or via tablet. It was a one-stop approach, one-stop shop. The goal is to promote community engagement and social sharing within the end user and the industry. If I am the end user and I put in a notification or I put in a forecast, each industry user would get a push notification of updated opportunities, updated contract opportunities. Next slide, please. Okay. So each of you know that if you're familiar with the federal forecasting, you would have to go to each entity website, download their app, store it on your computer, your Dropbox, or however you may do that. Well, with this application, you'll be able to, once again, have it on the go. You'll be able to pull information. The search feature is what we're working on right now. I really want to hit hard on this one because after having that meeting in San Antonio, a lot of industry personnel said, hey, man, if I'm going to use this app, you're going to have to beef up your search feature. So we went back to the drawing board. We're rolling out a new search function. The goal is to have it in the first week of December. So what I've been doing for everybody that downloads the app, I've been giving you guys free access, and I plan on giving everybody free access until the beginning of next year. So you guys could get familiar with the application, provide feedback, and also have time to play with the new search feature versus the old. Next slide, please. As a small business, it takes a lot of time market researching, and most small businesses only 2 or 3 people, so you have to be the project manager, sometimes the superintendent, sometimes the contract specialist, and it's a lot of time involved. So the goal when creating this application was to minimize that time, to where now you can pull down this information, send it over to your team and say, hey, scrub this, look at this, take a look at what fits under our NICS codes or what fits under our category. I believe the application is good for small businesses, manufacturers, prime contractors, and end users. The goal is to have a platform for the end users to communicate with the industry and collaborate about upcoming projects, upcoming opportunities. That's 12 months out. That's 6 months out. Sometimes it's 24 months out. This would allow you to apply time that you usually spend market researching to engage in other endeavors. Um, the goal also was to provide you this information on the platform to where, okay, here's the point of contact for this opportunity. Use this platform to gather that information and present your capabilities to them. Ask them for a capabilities briefing, a capabilities introduction. All this information will be brought to you via the Federal Forecasting app. Next slide, please. Real-time updates. Okay, so what I mean by real-time updates, as soon as an article or a spreadsheet is inputted into the admin panel of the Federal Forecasting app, all users will get a push notification via phone or mobile app. Now you could turn those notifications off if you want to, or you could enable that to where as information is arising, you will get that push notification to where you could look at it, download it, send it to your team. You'll have a chance to react. Um, you can also bookmark your opportunity. So if you see a forecast that you really like, it's a section in there where you can bookmark that opportunity, and that opportunity will be stored for you for future purposes. Next slide, please. Networking and social engagement. Um, this is fairly like any other social networking. But my definition of networking and social engagement is not for everyday use. The goal is to have a platform that one day the government can take control, license, and communicate with the industry via mobile device. I'm working with some end users right now, and we're trying to figure out a way that the government could benefit from this by using some of the encryption formats that they have to have this platform on their own to push this information out to where the government can have complete control. Um, this app would allow you to stay engaged with like-minded individuals. You could build teams, you could build subcontractor prime relationships, you could reach out to manufacturers and suppliers that have their information on this site, on this platform that's looking to partner. Um, I believe it's a very good platform for everyone to get together and socialize over federal contracting. Pretty much everybody to have this app will be in that federal contracting realm. So you'll be able to fish from others. Next slide, please. Live chat and support. We do have a live chat and support function. We're working on it. We're working on it. We haven't launched it yet. We're working on that right now. Next slide, please. The content is organized. Once again, the content is organized in a PDF format or Excel format, and it will be organized under categories. So you will see certain categories. I want to see a few slides after this. I'll be able to show you what that category would look like. And under that category, it will be a subcategory. So you will see U.S. Army. Then under U.S. Army, it could possibly be Corps Engineers, Corps Engineers Sacramento, Corps Engineers Memphis, those subcategories. So it will be organized per their respective divisions. Next slide, please. The referral program, once this app is completely packaged, completely active, ready to go, and you guys have been charged a subscription fee, the referral program is you could refer this app, you could send the app a link to someone else, and once they join, after so many referrals, you will get a month subscription for free. Next slide, please. Future enhancements. Oh, the SBC same event was awesome, man. I had so many guys, so many women, so many different people walked up to me and they said, "Hey, you guys have corporate packages now?" My day job is construction. That's where we make our money at. And this was just, I believe, an idea from the Lord, and we brought it to the market. Well, we're going to work on corporate packages, and we're going to work on corporate packages for the employers and employees. We didn't get that far. So right now we're masterminding and getting together, and we're doing our research on it to where we could provide you guys with a package at a low cost. The goal is to have all this information at a low cost for everyone. Um, Next slide, please. How to get the app. The app right now is on the Google Play Store. It's also at the App Store, or you can go to my website, federalforecastingapp.com, and download from each one of them, Google Play Store or the App Store. Next slide, please. Your role as a contractor. Guys, I need feedback. I want you guys to play with it. Like I said before, whoever signed up, whoever downloaded, it's there. I'm giving you guys free access, and I'll send you a follow-up email confirming that you have that access. How can we make this platform better for you? How if you're the end user, the program manager, how could this simplify your efforts by adding information to this platform, partnering to where the industry can have your information via push notifications on a mobile device? So I'm asking you to download the application, provide your feedback, and then I'll go back to the drawing board and implement that feedback. Next slide, please. Benefits of the federal forecasting app. Uh, Time is everything. You know, we all get the same 24 hours a day. And like I said, most of us are small businesses. Market research takes a lot of time. My goal was to simplify the process of market research to bring all this to you in a mobile application via cell phone or tablet and web applications, so where you don't have to spend all day market researching. You don't have to spend a ton of money on other platforms. Um, I believe this would also help you in the realm of seeing who's out there in that space that want to partner with you, building relationships, building teaming groups. The goal is to have the end users on here. So I believe in the near future, you will be able to collaborate and have that line of communication with program managers. Um, Next slide, please. So this right here is this is an example of the category tabs. So how to do business with the federal government. If you were to click to the right of that tab, you will see a drop down screen, and it will give you information on how to get started, where to get started. You have the Department of Agriculture. If you was to click on that tab, it would give you information about the various different departments for the Department of Agriculture, including their upcoming projects. You would also see a members list, so you could build groups, friend requests, send them out. You see the feed portion in the middle. That's my team that was at the SBC same event with me in San Antonio. They did an awesome job. So this is a brief synopsis of the federal forecasting app examples. Next slide, please. Hey, I'm asking you guys to come out and join us December 14th, 12 to 12:30 for a demo. We're going to be demoing the federal forecasting app. It's my goal to have that new platform available, and come out and check us out, demo it with us, and provide your feedback. Ms. Jennifer really set us up with this platform, and I want to say thank you to her. Next slide, please. Okay, we're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can access us via QR code. Thank you. Thank you. This has turned out to be a dream come true. This all started as an idea 3 years ago. I was talking to my BOS, is there a federal forecasting application? Because I like to forecast to, it became a vision, and over 3 years we generated enough income to now make that vision a reality. And then going out there in San Antonio, getting that feedback that we got, I want to say thank you. Thank you all for blessing me with your time and your presence. Thank you. Next slide, please. Right now it's time for questions. This is a quick Q&A session.
Great. Thanks so much, Derek, for explaining the app and how it came to be, and a little bit about the capabilities. I've got a couple questions here. What is your target audience?
Good question. My target audience is the federal government, the end user, and the prime contractors. This app, I believe I created it to pass it along to provide a subscription to the federal government to where they can have some to communicate. So my target audience is the federal government, federal contractors, and prime vendors, and also people that want to market their capabilities to prime vendors in the federal government.
Okay, great. And then will this allow communication with project managers or program managers within the government?
Not currently, not right at this moment, but we're working on that. I have a ton of meetings coming up. Right now, the application used right now is for future projects for a federal forecast, but there's some things in place. We're moving. Like we've only been in business since November 1st as far as the federal forecasting app. So not right now, but I'm working on that, hopefully in the near future.
Okay. And is this just for federal, or does it also include state, local, education, universities?
Right now it's just for federal.
Okay.
Others have came to me and expressed that this could be implemented in the state municipalities. That's something we can entertain and look into.
Okay, great. And then I've got a couple more questions rolling in, so keep the questions coming. What is the cost of the app?
Good question. The cost of the app is $9.99 a month. No matter how much I make changes to this app, the goal is to keep that cost down. So the goal is to provide you with a well-packaged solution at a cost pretty much to cover the expense of creating the app.
Great. And by $9.99, you mean $9.99 or $999?
$9.99.
Fantastic. Okay. And is this intended to replace or augment GovWin?
No. I actually, when I created this app, I didn't have GovWin or nobody else in mind. So this is not to replace anyone. This was just it has to be a simplified way of receiving information from the federal government. So I took a stab at it and shot for it.
Okay. A couple more questions. Who are your competitors?
That's another good question. I was asked that question a lot in San Antonio, and some heavy hitters came up. So once again, when I created this, I didn't go into it with the intention that I have competitors. It was me just trying to fulfill a purpose that the Lord has blessed me with. I believe this is a vision from the Lord, and I see this as a simplified solution for contractors like myself that like to forecast. Um, I don't know. To be honest with you, you tell me. I don't know who my competitors are at the moment.
Okay. How does this differ from the GovSpend or the SAM.gov platform with regards to posted solicitations?
Very good question. So GovSpend, I'm not very familiar with GovSpend, but I'm very familiar with SAM.gov. SAM.gov is controlled by the GSA, and SAM.gov is a platform for current opportunities right now or upcoming opportunities in a short time period, like source and salt, market research, pre-solicitation, solicitation, things of that nature. These opportunities right here are projects that are projected to happen. Just say today is the first quarter of 4-year 24. Well, some of these opportunities might be projected to happen in 4-year 24 first quarter, second, third, and fourth. You might see opportunities on there all the way up until 4-year 28. So this is an opportunity to kind of get in front of those opportunities and build that relationship with the end user to say, hey, I see this coming out 2 years from now. We're interested. We have the capabilities, and who knows, you might get in front of them and present your capabilities, and they might give you something else that's current right now. So I hope that answered your question.
Great. How often does the information get updated?
Good question. I have filters set to where I'm going to various different websites monthly, daily, weekly, to update information. Just recently, I haven't updated much information because I've been developing this new search platform. So I'm going to be on the website daily. This is pretty fun to me. So I pull down information daily and I upload it.
Great. And is this just an app or is it an online platform as well?
It's an app and it's an online platform. So whatever your login and username is for your mobile device, for your application on your mobile device, you can go to the Federal Forecasting app, and on the right-hand side, in the top right-hand side, you'll be able to log in using that same information.
Great. So just to clarify, somebody can go to the federalforecastingapp.com, or they can go to the Apple Play Store, or if they have an Android, to download the app through those mechanisms, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And does this allow companies to send their capability statements through the app?
You know what? That's a really good question. That's a really good question. I'll look into that. I know it allowed companies to post live feed messaging and things like that, but no one has ever asked me that question. So I'll look into that. And if it doesn't currently allow it, it will in the next 30 days.
Great. And then just a little bit more background about the company and the app. As far as your team behind you, are there developers and IT folks that help support this, and a help desk or customer support that somebody can call?
I didn't get all of that. Could you repeat that? Sorry about that.
Sure. Just the individual here has sent in a question trying to understand a little bit more about the business. And, do you have developers and IT staff? Is there a help desk? Is there customer support? If somebody has a question that they want to ask, either online or through an 800 number. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can go to the Federal Forecasting app webpage, drop in a question. Once that comes in, we would get a notification. I actually do have developers. I have a team. I have probably 6 people right now helping me with this, and I have about 7 developers that's on standby waiting for your feedback so we can make adjustments.
Great. And as far as customer support, is this 24/7? So if somebody has a question on a
It's
Sunday
not
at 3
24/7.
a.m. Okay.
Yeah,
And will this allow the
yeah,
federal
I'm being
government?
honest with you. You
Sorry.
probably, that's a good question. No, you're fine. That's a good question. I'll look into it. Right now, no, it's not 24 hours. 3 a.m. It's possible. It's possible. I'll look into it for you.
Great. And will this allow the federal government to upload their forecast, or is this something that your developers are pulling off of various websites, federal government websites?
The goal is for the federal government to upload their forecast. But when working with the federal government must have total control. So in order for that to happen, I need to work out that arrangement with the federal government so they can provide their encryptions, keys, and things like that to where they can have total control, and other developers and myself wouldn't have access to that. So I've sat down with a few people. I'm working on that, and that's the goal. That's the goal, is to provide this platform for the federal government so they can provide that encryption to where they can use this as their tool.
Okay. And can companies conduct searches and then produce reports? So if they're looking at past procurements within their NAICS code or keyword searches, they can then make estimates about what procurements might be coming up for a recompete?
No, not at the moment. Companies can't look for past awards or anything like that. The search function is pretty much based on what's in the spreadsheets right now because it's all forecasted opportunities. Um, the search function is where I'm being honest with you, where I found that we are lacking on, and that's what we're building. So right now, if you were to go to the search function right now, it would bring you up a total of so many words, but you would still have to go and cipher through it. So we're beefing that up to where whatever you search, it would just bring up those items, and you'll be able to download that in a format to where you can simplify your search. You can just go search for what you want and pull it down.
Great. And if you have a goal for the government to upload their forecast, is there an anticipated date when the government would have that functionality?
I wish. I'm being honest with you. I wish. That's many conversations from now.
Okay.
I would love to get in front of the right person within the federal government to where I've to be honest with you, I've sat down with multiple teams. Uh, I don't want to name drop anybody right now, but I've sat down with multiple teams that I believe that could catapult this to the next level within the federal government. But the federal government must have control, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with giving the federal government that control because this app was created for them to be able to communicate with the industry.
Great. And in the next webinar on December 14th, what will you be covering?
December 14th, the goal is to provide you with a demo of the application and a new feature. You can download the app right now. As I see it, I'll give you free access and provide you with an email stating that you have access to the application. When you log in, you'll see the search function, and you'll see what I'm talking about, how inefficient it is right now at this very moment. So the goal is to roll out that new search function in December and provide you
Great. And
guys with that demo.
okay. And will the new search function allow companies to search for set-aside opportunities? So if they just wanted all 8A opportunities for a specific NAICS code, can they do that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And that looks like it might be it for questions. So that takes us right here to 12:30. So Derek, any last thoughts that you have for the audience, or any websites or point of contact information that you want to share?
Yes, please go to federalforecastingapp.com. The information is at the bottom. That's my cell phone, the 719 number. Um, that's my office number. Thank you for your time. It was a blessing sharing this app with you. I'm looking to collaborate in the near future. Please provide me with all the feedback possible. I'm looking to implement some of you guys' ideas to simplify the process for you.
Great. Well, thanks so much. And here's a quick question that just came in. Sorry. Are companies able to see competitors in the app?
No, like I say, I didn't come into it with a competitor mindset. I came into it with a collaboration mindset. So no, ma'am. You're able to see who's registered, but no, ma'am. You're able to see who's registered and who have the app, and you can build a relationship with them. But as far as competitor information, it wasn't created that way. Maybe in the future, it's possible, but not at this moment.
Gotcha. Okay, great. And I think that that is a wrap. So we want to thank everybody who took time out of their day. This has been recorded. You'll see it on our website later. But the quicker way to get to the recording is to follow our YouTube channel. Give us a like, leave a comment. And Derek will be in touch with you all soon. And you've got his contact information if you want to reach out to him as well. So thanks, Derek, and thanks everybody for joining us. And we'll see you hopefully again on December 14th for the demo of the federal forecasting app.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Check us out on LinkedIn. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Ms. Jennifer.
Thank you, Derek.
You're welcome.